So this video is going to be filled with tons of opinions. I'm going to be explaining what my thoughts are about YouTube's new rules regarding children content coming basically right now and also later in 2020. I'm going to be talking about its extent to my personal channel and then also just the entire LEGO community as a whole. I've only been in this community for a minuscule amount of time comparatively to the amount of time that this community has been a thing here. I know a while ago this community was established, and I do want to let you guys know what my thoughts and opinions are. Of course, if that's not a video you want to listen to, then feel free to click off. Make two things very clear before we go ahead and continue. Number one, my channel's not going anywhere no matter what happens with the whole changes. No matter how it plays out, my content's still going to be coming and becoming content. So in the sense of my own channel, I've never aimed for YouTube to target an audience of children. I've always thought my content to be a little bit more on the more edgy side, I guess, if you can kind of say. Regarding the mock series, obviously I'm talking about vlogs and live streams, stuff like that. So my channel and my content has never been aimed at children. It's always been aimed at just general LEGO fans, so just to make that clear. And number two, regardless of what ends up actually happening with all these changes, I do still love YouTube as a platform. It's offered me an amazing experience. I've made some incredible friends from this community that YouTube has fostered, so I'm incredibly thankful. So the filming of this video, it is 7:38 p.m. It is the 12th of November, and YouTube rolled out a couple of newer additions and some more information regarding their adherence to the law regarding children's content here on YouTube. And I think unfortunately a lot of these changes that YouTube is making is going to detrimentally affect a lot of content creators, especially those who rely on YouTube for any source of income. For me, it's not really a source of income at the moment. It's something that I aspire it to be, but I'm just kind of doing it for fun and for the passion and to grow my own experiences. But first things first, I do want to say I don't think the problem is as bad as a lot of people think, and I want to say that for a couple of reasons. If you are a content creator, I'll give you the rundown. Essentially, I opened my laptop earlier today and it gave me the option of declaring my channel as geared towards children, not geared towards children, or leaving it up to an individual video option. Now, I specifically chose not geared towards children. I think my channel is geared towards LEGO fans of all ages, and I don't think I cater my content to an age of 13 or under, which is what a child technically is here in the US. It could be different with whatever country you're living in. But now YouTube is requiring you to declare if your channel or individual video is specifically geared towards a 13 or younger audience. Now, of course, this kind of loops and snowball effects into a whole lot of other problems, but essentially if you declare your content as non-children oriented or geared towards, and then YouTube finds it the other way, they can reverse your video and have all these changes, which I'm going to explain, come up to you. So it can kind of be a bummer. Just to be clear, YouTube creators and content creators do have the option to declare your type of content, so it's not necessarily YouTube just sees the word LEGO and boom, the entire thing is going to be ad limited or something like that. So just kind of know that going forward. Now, a big bummer about what YouTube has kind of implemented as newer tools for these ideas that they've been creating, they are going to be using a new automated system to automatically detect content geared towards children. There are a lot of issues with this. We all know that YouTube's algorithm and YouTube's automated system is not perfect. AI will never be perfect. That's not necessarily YouTube's fault, but I think their heavy reliance on this automated system and not just the creators themselves or maybe even the viewers is going to come back to bite them in the butt, because again, the automated system can see the word LEGO or can see the word LEGO review and immediately denote that video as content geared towards children. So I think where a lot of the issues we're going to see coming in the future is not going to be because of demonetization. It's going to be because the automated YouTube bot thinks that your channel or any other content is geared towards children. So that's going to be a pretty big problem going forward, I think. I'll leave a link down below in the description if you guys want to check out the this is the FAQ YouTube has done just to give you guys, or I guess us, just a little rundown of what's going on. But let's go ahead and take some big time YouTubers. For instance, let's take a look at BrickVault or Beyond the Brick or even LEGO themselves. Think of like 8 million subscribers and then no doubt getting a lot of revenue. And I know for a fact that people like Beyond the Brick, who I've helped out with videos before, the YouTube channel that Beyond the Brick and BrickVault runs, I can only assume plays some sort of major role in revenue. I'm sure it's not the only thing that each channel has, but because YouTube is taking away those personalized ads, they're going to be earning a lot less revenue. At least that's what they say. Of course, we're going to have to see in the next couple of months how ad revenue plays out for these channels. Another incredibly foolish thing that YouTube is rolling out as a part of their new ideas is if your channel is deemed as a whole as content driven towards children You are going to be losing a ton of YouTube, not exclusive, but big YouTube ways of growing your community. If you're a channel that is deemed for 13 and under children's content, you're losing your community tab, no matter how long you've had it or how short you've had it. You're also losing your comment section. You're going to lose the ability to share videos, to keep them in a playlist, everything like that. And for those reasons why YouTube is doing that, I honestly have no idea. The only legitimate thing I could see out of these 4 or 5 options I just named is the comment section. I do believe that it is up to the creator to manage their comments to the best of their ability, whether that be, you know, making bannable regular normal words or something like that. But I don't quite see the reasoning behind getting rid of a community tab or getting rid of shared videos or adding to playlists, stuff like that, likes and dislikes. I don't see how that helps YouTube abide by these new guidelines that they need to follow the law with. So not only is YouTube taking away the ability to maximize off ad revenue, which is why a lot of YouTubers do this, they're also taking away one of the biggest parts of YouTube, and that is the community-based tools that they give creators, which is honestly a big reason why YouTube set itself apart from a lot of other content platforms in the past, and now a lot of people who are just simply losing it. And I think the very root of the problem, and this could be a very controversial statement, and I mean this with most respect, but I don't think the responsibility, at least all of the responsibility, should fall on the creators to manage and maintain their content for the direct audience. YouTube has been praised for having videos on the platform that explode. You know, you have trending number 1, 2, and 3 with millions and millions of views. And I'm sure if you look at the demographics, it's not just one age group. You have people from 13 all the way probably until their late 40s watching any given trended video. I think a good solution to this problem starts with the parenting, if I'm being honest. Now, I'm not a parent. I don't know what it's like to be a parent, so I want to make that very clear. But I feel like a lot of the problem that YouTube is addressing right now is as a result of kids doing too much under an alias or making a fake account and their parents not knowing about it, and the next thing you know, a parent walks in the room and sees their kid watching something that's clearly intended for mature audiences, and then they're complaining with YouTube, as opposed to maybe putting the blame or a little bit of the blame on themselves or the child, or saying, hey, that's not cool to watch. So honestly, this whole thing seems very reactive from YouTube, and I think it's a drastic and way too drastic reaction, because they lost like $190 million. Now, I fear that YouTube's new automated system is going to make it incredibly difficult for a lot of classic Lego content creators like brick filmers and other things like that, toy review videos. It's going to be really hard for them, I think. I think the automated system is not only going to make mistakes every once in a while, but just because it's the nature of Lego, a large misconception is that Lego is specifically for kids. Now, newsflash, the majority of Lego, the company's revenue, comes from adult fans of Lego and adult teenagers. So the problem isn't really necessarily in the idea or the theory of it, right? It's good, it's morally right to protect children, protect their innocence, and make sure they're exposed to the lesser amount of evil as possible, and I'm all for that. But I don't think YouTube's doing it the right way, and I think there's a lot of people who are going to suffer the short end of the stick with this one, because they're losing a whole bunch of options that YouTube has been praised for. Again, like personalized ads, like community tabs, likes, shares, anything like that. Now, does this mean you should be going into every video and saying a curse word in the beginning and the end of it to avoid this problem? No, I don't think so. But I think that you, as a content creator, if that's what you do, I think you should be making every effort to adapt with the new times, adapt with the changes, because this is not an excuse for everyone to give up. As annoying as what YouTube is kind of doing right now to kid content, I don't think this is the right time to buckle down and give in. I think we have to adapt, we have to overcome, we have to find new ways to send messages and make sure it's not just geared towards 13 and under. Of course, if your channel is purely intended for the children audience, to the kid audience, I honestly don't know how to help that. I'm coming from a standpoint where I think the majority of my content is aimed at general Lego fans and teen adults and young adults. I think on my YouTube channel, my largest demographic is ages 18 to 24, so I think I just perfectly nail, and that's honestly what I'm going for. I'm not going for children content, I'm going for younger adult content, enticing, fun, entertaining content, and I think I do try to be edgy sometimes, but just know that there's not going to be any shortness of uploading or consistency from me. I love what I'm doing regardless of what comes out of it, so I'll be here for the long run. But to YouTube directly, like I said earlier in the video, I'm forever thankful for the platform. You allow a free way of letting content creators and aspiring content creators to have an avenue to upload and make videos and watch videos and interact with the community. I mean, I made some of my best friends I'll have for my entire life because of YouTube and this community. So the platform fosters community, and I think that's the biggest issue I have, is that they are limiting the amount of community interaction that, let's face it, a large part of YouTube demographics are children, are younger children watching a lot of different communities, and I think that they're limiting the ability for them to grow and for them to interact. And that's where I have the largest problem with this, not just purely because of the full-time YouTubers are not going to be making enough money, which is awful, but it is the fact that YouTube is minimalizing a lot of the aspects that they are known for as a platform. Like I said, I believe the full ramifications and the impact will be here in early 2020 of next year. I do really hope that YouTube goes with this. I hope they see in the first month or two and how just negatively it's impacting and how really it's not effective, and I hope that they go back and rethink a lot of their strategy. I will always be on YouTube. I love this platform. Hopefully this video was like clear and concise. Let me know what you guys thought. If you guys watched the entire video, thank you so much. Definitely give it a like and let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. I don't think it's as bad as people think. I think we're just gonna have to wait and see how it plays out. If there's one last piece of advice, one last thing I want you guys to understand before this video ends, there is a huge difference between theory and implementation. There's tons and tons of examples of this just in the real world, and I think in theory, YouTube thinks they're doing great, and I definitely agree with the moral message, but the implementation is going to be a disaster, and I think YouTube's going to want to revamp their ideas, which they've done. I mean, everyone makes mistakes, and I hope YouTube does come back in the near future and just go through again all these different changes. All that being said, let me know down below in the comments what you're thinking. Of course, subscribe with the notification bell if you guys haven't already, and that's going to be it for today's video. Hope you all enjoyed. I'll see y'all soon. Take it easy. Peace.